And you also manage the recruiting function, which is a big thing. It's not as new, but when I know when we introduced it to the group, it's probably been 10 years ago now. It was very odd, right? But it's, if you don't have someone managing that function, that means all the managers are stuck doing it. And as a result, typically they would not make time for it, or you get not as great a quality candidates. So maybe talk about what that individual does for you.
Yeah. So going into 2022, recruiting was our number one sore spot as a business.
Yeah.
Whether it was consistently recruiting great salespeople or on the production end, it was a nightmare. Yeah. On the canvassing, as the canvassing manager, I had to be a professional recruiter. I had to learn that process A to Z, or else your department just won't survive.
Sure.
But so what he does now is he does all of the sourcing for the candidates. He does the qualifying. He does the initial reach outs. He keeps candidates basically on the hook, making sure that they're still interested, maintaining all of those relationships, finding sub crews for all the work. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I mean, and it makes life easier on everybody. And,
Oh, yeah. I mean, your production managers, we all love them. They're not interviewers, for the most part.
Yeah, right. It's
our guys are great
mentality.
Yeah, and it's a whole different trait that our goal is as much as you can keep somebody doing the very specific thing that you're paying them to do and that they excel at, the better. And the more that you pull them out of that to do something totally in left field, the more just headache you're going to have for everybody.
That's great you brought that up, because it makes, I want to make this point that as you scale as a business, we always say, you got to take more hats off. And which hats functions of your business. And if you're stuck doing 3 or 4 different things and you just stay in that, you'll never grow. You're right. Find people that are good at it, learn how to price your services in a way that it makes sense that you can support that function. And then, shockingly, everyone has more time to be more productive and the business grows. So that's such a big part of management that I think a lot of people forget about. I can't afford that. Or, you know what? It's amazing what you can afford when you get rid of this task that you don't want to do, and all of a sudden the business grows and you can't make it.
Yeah. It was a leap when we hired. We're do we really want to put that in the budget? And we're it is our number one need. We would feel dumb to not dedicate the money to it. And I think we were only doing about 10 million at the time. And we still don't know any other $10-15 million business that has a full-time recruiter, and they're missing out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. So just to pursue that, and I don't want to get too personal for the person, but in terms of compensation, how are they compensated, in terms to drive, make sure they're bringing in good people constantly, that kind of thing?
Sure. Yeah, he is 90% base and then maybe about 10 or 15% commission.
Okay. Very good. Very good.